History is preserved through documents and art. Opera is no exception. Today we will focus on one of the oldest and unique opera pieces dedicated to the most powerful Central Asian historical figure, Amir Temur. Yes, this is Tamerlano by Uzbekistan Art and Cultural Development Foundation. For its second concert performance, the opera comes to the legendary Palace of Versailles. Tamerlano was first staged in Uzbekistan in 2024, marking the 300th anniversary of the opera's creation. Initiated by the Uzbekistan Art and Culture Development Foundation, George Frideric Handel's celebrated Baroque masterpiece was reimagined through a new artistic vision, bringing together the richness of the European musical tradition and Uzbekistan's cultural identity. This marked the beginning of the production's international journey. In January 2026, Tamerlano was presented to international audiences for the first time at Dubai Opera. It was then performed in concert version at Vienna's legendary Musikverein before reaching the stage of the Mariinsky Theatre in June.
The opera Tamerlano is our calling card. First of all, it is about Amir Temur, about Tamerlane. That is why many years ago we had the idea of working specifically with this material. It was the Foundation's first opera, which we produced entirely from beginning to end. And even then, when we found the right synthesis between our Eastern Maqam music and Baroque opera, we realized that it had real potential. It was an interesting idea, this synthesis, to create a concert version, the one we are presenting here in Versailles today, and showing for the second time. Before this, we presented it at the opera in Vienna. And of course, there is also the full opera production. However, we stage the full productions in major theaters that have the necessary space and facilities. The more intimate concert versions, on the other hand, we present in Baroque concert halls.
Today, Tamerlano continues its journey, opening a new chapter in its history at the Royal Opera of Versailles, one of Europe's great musical landmarks. Once a palace of French kings, now this palace is an important part of the world's cultural heritage. The Palace of Versailles was built in the 17th century during the reign of King Louis XIV. For nearly a century, it served as the principal residence of the French monarchy. For more than 300 years, the Royal Opera of Versailles has welcomed some of the world's most distinguished musical productions, continuing its legacy as one of Europe's most iconic cultural stages. Once a seat of power, now this palace celebrates Uzbekistan's growing cultural diplomacy. The audience will see a concert lasting only a few hours, yet behind it lie months and sometimes even years of preparation, as well as the work of many specialists. Tamerlano is a large-scale international production that brought together leading creative talents from across the world. The opera's contemporary musical concept was developed by composer Kirill Richter. Principal roles are performed by Jenisbek Piazov, Juan Sancho, and Veronika Kangemi. They are joined on stage by the National Symphony Orchestra of Uzbekistan under the baton of conductor Alibek Kabdurakhmanov, alongside the honored choral capella of the Republic of Uzbekistan.
Performing in Versailles is a first in the history of Uzbekistan. I am worried about whether the wind section will come in on time, whether everything will sound cohesive, and how it will all unfold. In truth, all my thoughts are focused on that sense of anxiety and responsibility. In Austria, the audience is very, very demanding. For people to stand up and applaud, I do not want to say that we are some great geniuses. Not at all. But they stood up and they applauded. Even very renowned orchestras do not always manage to achieve that. I only realized that afterwards. Yes, this is an opera, and it is based on Handel's Tamerlano. But I believe it is, in a way, an attempt to open up a new genre.
Но я считаю, что это какая-то попытка открытия нового жанра.
The final minutes of rehearsal are now underway. Very soon, this hall will be filled with spectators, and the result of several months of intense work will come to life on stage. At the center of the opera, Tamerlano is a complex character. Bringing him to life on stage requires not only a powerful voice, but also a profound dramatic interpretation. To what extent was the performer of the title role, Jenisbek Piazov, able to feel and embody this character? Every era has its own sound. A a work created 300 years ago needs to be made close and meaningful to a contemporary audience. For this project, a new musical concept was developed, one that preserves the spirit of Handel's music while offering a contemporary interpretation. This task was entrusted to the contemporary composer Kirill Richter, known for his ability to combine classical music with modern compositional solutions. He preserved the spirit of Handel's score while creating a new musical concept for Tamerlano.
Of course, from the very beginning, this project had the incredibly strong team of Stefano Poda behind it, with such a director and author of the idea. And of course, there was the global concept developed by the people from the foundation, people with taste, people with a vision of what contemporary culture should look like today. It is a privilege simply to be close to it, to be present at this moment when perhaps the culture of an entire country is blossoming and when you are making your own small but still meaningful contribution to making all of this flourish.
Все равно в то, чтобы это все цвело.
Well, I think it was something very special, very important, the mixture between the cultures. I think this concert was something absolutely outstanding.
The music was absolutely amazing.
I don't have, some words to say my deep, emotion. It was very, very beautiful.
Art does not lose its value with the passage of time. Each era reinterprets classical works in its own way. That is why opera continues to resonate today on the most prestigious stages in the world.
For us, it was important to create a Baroque opera in Uzbekistan through our own efforts, while still involving invited specialists. We were fortunate to bring together a team of true professionals in their fields, and at the same time to enrich the project, to give it depth through our Uzbek voices. Today, I can see how we continue to grow with each performance. We were fortunate that Kirill Richter was part of our team from the very beginning. He was the one who found this right synthesis. And of course, we work with Stefano, whom I consider a genius in terms of how to present material in the right way. He truly helped us bridge that distance in time and create a Baroque opera that feels contemporary today.
Today we experienced Tamerlano in Versailles. We explored how true art is capable to connect nations, decades and talents. Stay closer to art. See you.